Oh,
Hello.
hi.
Can you hear me?
Again.
Hmm.
You
You
hear me?
sound. I can. You sound a little bit fuzzy to me, and I'm not sure if that's my end or what.
You sound normal on my end.
Okay. All right. Well, then good. Hopefully, it's not on my. And then maybe I'll just, who knows?
Who knows?
How are you?
Good.
Yeah.
Cold in my house. I just barely turned the heater on. So that stupid time of year, it's getting freaking cold.
It really is. It's not warm.
Right?
Not in the slightest.
Not at all.
I hate the winter time. And here we are. It's back.
You
Not
hate
a fan.
time, huh?
Hate the winter time? Yes.
Wow.
It's one of my least favorite. Actually, it is my least favorite time of year.
I was gonna say it's the most magical time of the year.
It's it's not to me.
You're like, no.
I don't like the snow. I don't like the cold. Really don't like any of it. See, you're light boxing over some stuff here.
Yeah. Just this thing I was farting around with yesterday or the day before. I can't remember. And like, well, it's the only thing I've got really sitting around that to work on. It's not for anything. It's just for me, just for fun. But
That's cool.
I finished up my commission that I needed to do, which I posted. I'm guessing you probably saw it. This bug creature monster thing and all these other. I posted this on my Instagram if you saw it.
I don't know if I remember this one.
It just
Truth.
read. It's a commission for old Count Chocula. You know,
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah. It's for he's putting together his own comic, and so he's getting me and Chuck to do a cover for him. So
Oh, that's cool.
hmm,
I like
kind of,
that.
I was kind of unsure on it because got some they're like animal characters, and it's like there's like a frog cowboy, which like a really weird kind of concept. But everyone who's seen it is like, I love the frog cowboy. It's actually a cowgirl. Her name's Annie Croakley.
Oh my gosh,
Right.
yes.
Right. And I was kind of unsure if it was going to work out, if I was going to be able to pull it off. By the time I got it done, I'm like, I think this works. I'm not unhappy with him. He seems like he's plenty happy with it, so I hope so.
I'm gonna have to check this out. I did not see this. This actually sounds really neat. Hello, Mr. D Man. King Studios, one.
So what you working on, Macy?
I'm adding a zombie to my niece's painting.
You're adding a zombie.
Yeah, she's a big zombie fan.
Who isn't?
Huh?
Who is not a zombie fan?
That's a fair point.
Right?
My kids have really been into zombies this Halloween.
Nice.
My oldest son, he's going as Tallahassee from Zombieland.
Oh, I was gonna be like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I've seen Zombieland once, like forever ago, and I don't remember anything about it.
Oh, no biggie, but yeah, that's what he's doing, and he's pretty stoked about that. So
Kate Meyer says, "Is that Jelly Jubilee?"
It is, Kate. It is.
I don't even know what that means, but it's a funny, like, cute name. What is it?
It's from a book. It's actually, yeah, kind of. It's just a funny thing from a book I've been reading. Series, Crescent City series. It's kind of like a funny joke thing from those series. Uh, I just feel like this day is drug on.
All
Are
your
you there? Oh,
all your kids are in school and everything. Well, not all of them, but the two oldest ones.
yeah, yeah, they're back in school. They are indeed.
Fun. And your littlest one, she's coming up on a year old, right?
Oh, I know. I'm so sad.
You're so sad. Where'd all the time go?
It's so true. Like, how did that even happen? I don't even know.
You know, you're saying you sent me a picture of her. You like she was standing for the first time on her own. Is that what that was?
Yep, she's standing for the first time on her own. I was like, what? What is happening?
Your child.
Get back down on your all fours and crawl around again. Don't get too
All,
big fast.
all I know is that when she saw me the other weekend, she seemed to kind of like me.
She did. She did. I was a little bit surprised because she doesn't really, I mean, you can ask Kate. She doesn't really warm up to people very, very easily. I guess that's kind of how most babies are. Maybe. I don't know.
Well,
I can't.
my brother John, his cute little guy, who's like 2 now, he's like
Hmm.
friendly and will smile at everybody. He's the sweetest, most endearing little boy I've ever seen in my life. And just a sweet little guy. And he'd smile at anybody. It's really cute.
Aw, see, I don't feel like she's like that.
I think most kids are the way you're describing. They're kind of shy. Of course they would be, but
But you do get those, like it sounds like uh John's little boy
yeah,
who's just super, super friendly, loves everybody. Mitch was kind of like that. Miles kind of.
yeah,
He went to daycare though, so I think that kind of helped with that.
sure.
But yeah.
It says she likes Callie and I, and that's it.
Yeah, that's her boyfriend. That's my sister.
Yeah,
Her
yeah.
boyfriend Kel, she does like them. Of course she knows them, but yeah, she does like them. I don't know, I wouldn't say that was it, but you know.
But it's a small circle.
Yeah, it's very she really does not like very many people, so
That's what you're saying. That's why I thought it was kind of cute. I got a smile out of her when you guys stopped in at the convention, and she even like I reached my hand out, and she took my finger and kind of held onto it for just half a second. I'm like,
she
"Aw,
did. Yeah, that was yeah, see? I think it was a sign you should have a little girl.
good. I should. I should go knock up some chick and have a kid again."
Yep, seems like that's what you should do. I think that's what she
Yeah.
was trying to say.
Wow. Like, yeah, just go do it, Rob. Just,
What are you waiting for?
I know, right? Willing participant, maybe?
Oh, fair enough.
Fair enough.
I get it.
So Swap Neil Bambor says, "What are you painting?" So, trying to process that name.
I am painting a cartoon style zombie into my niece's painting that I still haven't finished for her, and it has been quite long. I mean, I was finished with it, and then I decided to add stuff. So, to be fair to myself, But that is,
Be fair to yourself.
yeah. Thank you, thank you. It's pretty. We'll see how it turns out. Hopefully, it turns out pretty good.
Do we want to dare ask how long you've been working on this painting?
No,
Yeah.
you do not want to dare ask that.
You're like, please don't.
It has been. Well, you know how I am. It's
I
been
do.
a long.
Yes.
Okay, you know what? I don't
Just
want to hear.
call you out.
Things just take a while.
I
And
think about asking you if you've even read my comic, but I won't.
oh no, I haven't.
See?
That's the truth. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I have not yet. I
Uh,
have not yet.
I see.
You know, and I'm gonna say this in all honesty. I need to bring it upstairs so that I can read it in the evenings when I have time. But it has been downstairs with my art stuff, and so I honestly it hasn't like been there. So I'm like, oh, I could read this right now.
I figured once you had, you'd hit me up and be like, hey, I read this thing and I thought it sucked, or I thought it was cool, or I thought this part was interesting, or something.
I will never say that it sucked, and you know that.
Whatever. I don't know that.
But I should read it for sure, and I will. Just know that it'll get priority over probably my schoolwork because that's where I am right now.
It's cool. Swap Neil asked if you're gonna sell it, but like she was saying, it's a painting for
Yeah,
your who is it a painting for? I'm sorry, your
my niece, she likes T-Rexes, soccer and baseball, unicorns and zombies, and she's into crocodiles too.
she wants a little bit of everything.
Yeah, so she recently got a new bedroom, and I've been working on this for quite a long time. As we discussed, we're not going to bring it up. And I thought she probably should get it, to her before she quits liking these things and becomes like a teenager or something. And
Right?
suddenly she doesn't want it anymore. She is something else, though. My sister was mailing some stuff that I left out there, and she goes, Mom, you shouldn't mail it until Jessica mails my painting. I was like, oh my gosh. Like,
Blackmail.
hold my stuff hostage. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
It,
Um,
it is a birthday cake type of request, Deo. That's true.
Hangman Duff Piano says, "Dude on the left. Any hints on drawing folds and clothes?" Well, I'm not exactly an expert at it, but the only advice I could say is get some reference because you can find reference everywhere, and use that, and just start drawing what you see. Just start drawing it. Just start practicing, and you'll start finding a visual shorthand and a way to make it work. But just just get reference and just start drawing. That's the thing. Just practice. If you got the knack for drawing, um, it shouldn't be harder than just find the reference and just go. You can find clothes everywhere, and then just start doing it. There's no secret trick. There's no magic formula.
Right.
Just just got to practice it, and you'll start figuring it out. So that's the tip. Go practice.
And just the tip.
Just the tip. Only the tip, please. Or just draw superhero comics and have everybody in nothing but spandexy outfits, so you don't have to learn how to do it. That's a
Yeah.
joke. Everyone should, if you're going to learn to, if you want to draw comics or something, you need to know how to do it, because there will be a time where it comes up where you need to do that, and if you don't know how, it's going to stand out big time.
Yeah. actually terrible when it comes to clothes. I have ideas in my head, but I cannot replicate it onto a for some reason.
No?
I feel like. But that looks really good. So look at you.
You said that, and then I broke the tip on my pencil. So I think that's a.
Oh my gosh. What? Did I jinx it? How did I do that?
It's like, oh my God, she loves it. And the pencil lead snap. So guess I'll just have to sharpen it.
I'm sorry. You know what? I won't say anything else for the remainder of this video.
JD McGold. I'm never sure how to say some of these names. How are you? How are you doing? Welcome back. Hope everyone's having a magical evening.
Speaking of magical, it's going to be a real warm Halloween.
And by warm, you mean like 40 degrees?
And by warm, I mean not at all because it's in
Right.
stupid Utah.
Yeah, I saw the weather forecast. I was looking at it earlier. I'm like, holy shit, the next week is going to get not awesome.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Makes me miss Indiana. Meanwhile, in Indiana, high 71. Get out of here. Get out of here.
In that Indiana place, something you miss a lot.
Huh?
You mentioned Indiana a lot, like it's a place you really miss.
I do miss it. It is a good place. I'm a fan.
Remember, Utah is the place according to.
Somebody lied. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I'm not saying it's the worst place. I know it's somebody's home. Somebody's home that they live here. People love it. It is not my favorite.
Got one redeeming feature.
It does. Rob is here.
Nah, you got it. I was like,
Yeah.
can I get it, Rob?
I knew exactly where you're going with that one.
I'm not stupid.
Yeah, but truthfully, I mean, obviously there's plenty of things that I get. I live here, but my husband's from here. Man, the prices are rough out here.
Yes.
Prices are rough.
Are you talking about like housing?
Yep. Housing, renting,
Yeah, it's all horrible.
all of it. All of it. JDM. Oh, you already mentioned that.
Yeah, I don't think he noticed that I said hello. How's it going? How's it going?
It does kind of look like a Simpsons zombie, doesn't it? I looked at a few different references, and I'm just kind of taking a little bit from different ones and making my own here. Because I don't want it to be super scary for her, you know.
Oh no, make it gory and horrifying.
She does like gory stuff.
Hmm?
She always has. She's 6.
Huh. Okay.
And when she was like 4 or something, she was obsessed with weapons. Obviously, she didn't have any real ones, but she would have a bunch of play pretend ones. And one year, we got her a little meat cleaver thing just for fun because we saw it and we thought of her. And she walked up to Marcus while we were just having a regular conversation and proceeded to pretend like she was sawing his arm off with it.
That's awesome.
She is something else. Not your typical girl, I would say.
Guess not. Yeah, D man, this is a Liefeld pose. This is like just straight up ripping off the cover to X Force #3, dude. Just straight up rip off. I'm just inserting my characters into it. It's just for fun, but yeah, you're not wrong. You are correct, Mundo.
He's like, hey, hold on, I've seen this before.
This shit, you're stealing it. I'm like, yeah, I'm not. I ain't pretending like I didn't.
It's like, I know who I am.
You know who I
We all know.
am. A thief. I might as well be an AI artist.
Oh my gosh. Gag.
You're like, here we go.
No comment.
No comment needed.
Yeah, that too.
That
We all know. Oops.
so what's new in your world, Missy?
What's new? I don't really know. I
Uh,
bought a new bedding set.
yeah,
I don't have anything new going on.
it's just the same.
Yeah, it's just same shit. New day. I'm trying to think if there's anything interesting that I've had going on. Hmm. Not really. We carved pumpkins last weekend. That was fun.
I was gonna go last weekend with couple friends, Danielle and Tiffany. We're gonna go to a haunted something or other, but it's up in like a ski resort area, and it got down to like 30 degrees with the wind blowing, and I was like,
Uh,
I don't think we should go because it's all outside. And you know what sucks? Being outside in 30-degree weather with the wind chill. So we went over to Tiffany's place and watched a couple horror movies. We watched those Paranormal Activity movies. Have you seen those?
you know who I went and saw that first one with? Or maybe it was the second one.
Uh,
I went on a date with Bobby Schmidt. Do you remember him?
for Bobby Schmidt. He's a nice
Yeah,
guy.
I went on a date with him, and that's when I saw that second one. They were bad. They were entertaining.
You went on a date with him? I didn't know that, or maybe I did. I just forgot.
I went on several dates. It's a whole thing. We don't have to relive it.
Oh, you say that. I definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, but I always think about that because, yep, that's what we went and saw. Or that was one time. One time we went to the movies. We saw that.
Yeah.
They were pretty good.
Yeah, I hadn't seen him in a long time, so it's new for both of them. So they were all freaked out. Even there's parts in him. I'm like, it's legitimately creepy.
Oh yeah. You know, I will say I've moved past a lot of the slasher films like I used to watch for Halloween, and I just want some good, creepy, psychological thriller stuff now. And I feel like the paranormal stuff kind of works for me for that.
Right.
It's my opinion.
That's a good
That
one.
sounds like fun. I haven't really watched many scary movies this year.
I keep seeing a bunch of my friends posting how they're like watching a scary movie every day. Like, this is all the movies I've watched this week, this month. I'm like, God, I can't watch nothing but scary movies. I'm not interested in. I gotta have a little variety.
You know what though? I will say this. I usually do that. Psychological. Yeah. That's yeah. See, okay.
Cycle.
I usually do my 31 days of Halloween,
Yeah.
but this year it's been more like 31 days of kids Halloween movies. So like if it's on Disney, I've watched it. If it's, on Netflix, like Ghostbusters is included in that, so it's like family. I E.T. is my one of my favorite Halloween movies. I call it a Halloween movie because they go trick or treating in it. Um,
I never thought of E.T. as a Halloween movie, but I can see how you get there.
yeah, that is. I always put it on my list because they go trick or treating. So there you
E.T.
go.
is Yoda, and he's like, home, home, home.
Exactly. Oh, home. Yeah, home, home.
So then a lot of people use that as is E.T.'s species is aware of Yoda's species, so therefore the E.T. movie is set in the Star Wars universe.
Well, duh. I always thought that.
Well, duh. Wow.
John Williams did the music for both of them.
Did the music for everything good in the 80s. And
That is a crossover. Yeah, no, I actually did. I told my kids that same thing. I was like, you know what that means, guys? He's seen Yoda before.
or at least one of his species.
My kids don't care.
They don't give a fuck.
They
We're not
don't.
splitting hairs like that, Mom.
They really don't. They're just like, okay, whatever.
Like, Mom, Star Wars shit again. Even my kids, my oldest boy doesn't seem to give a shit about anything Star Wars, which I'm kind of like, everything modern Star Wars is god awful anyway. So,
Yeah, that's true. That's rough because it's like
fine.
I kind of agree with the fact that I can see why it's not as fun for you guys.
Daniel Bedrosian, what is up, sir? Our resident professional musician.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mr. D-Man, I gave Rob an idea for a new channel, huh?
Wait. Oh yeah, he's just suggested I just do a new channel. It's just me and all the hot girl drawings that I do.
Oh, isn't that pretty much what your channel is now?
Wow.
Don't be offended. You know it's true.
Boom, roasted.
Yeah. Boom, roasted.
No, my channel is mainly comic book related.
Okay.
Because what I was doing is I showed off some. I was reviewing a comic that had a lot of scantily clad girls in it. I was like, look, I know we all like to do it. And I'm like, look, here, I draw this type of stuff, but sometimes making them look this ridiculous, like it happened in this book, is maybe not. Like they were, the artist was doing the story starts off with like Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, but they hypersexualized the characters, like their bodies were like super hot, sexy babes and dudes. I'm like, is that what you do when you show a depiction of Adam and Eve, whether you're religious or not? It just seemed
That's
like
what that's what he did. So
it is what he did.
I never depicted that, but you know what? That's really not my first thinking, but
Not my first thought, but he made them the hottest couple you've ever seen, which I'm like, who's
they
to
might have been.
Dan X Force 3 cover homage looks awesome. Yeah, I mean, you knew that right away. Dan knows his classic comic covers. He even picked out what I thought would have been kind of an obscure one I was doing last time with the pose I was doing on this character. He's like, "That's Havoc from X-Men issue." So I'm like, "Holy yes, that's exactly what it is." Like he nailed it.
Dang.
He knows what's up. Says both
That's
people
awesome.
looking good with your zombie thing.
Thank you, thank you. Appreciate that. So you gonna do the new channel, you think? What?
No,
No.
time to split two channels just to have one play. Besides, everything would get demonetized because of that content. They're like, this is not acceptable for advertisers, so it's limited. Like that video I'm talking about, it's running with limited ads because something in it, probably my drawings that I showed really quickly, had some nude figures in it, and they're like, oh nope, can't be monetized on that one. So what's the point?
So weird.
It is. It's not like I was showing pornography.
Well, some people might get off to it. You never know.
Yeah, Dan says your homages are obviously super accurate. I pick out each one definitely. That X-Force 8 one was awesome too. Yeah, it's yeah, the back cover to the most recent comic, and me and Chuck had fun doing that one.
I don't notice the homages, but I will say they look really good. So when you show them to me.
Well, you actually read my comic, I'll consider your opinion.
Oh my gosh.
Snap, I don't that mostly.
Mostly. Just sorta.
Lightly. And Goodwin is here.
Dan. I was showing, okay, speaking of your comic, I was showing somebody your Dan Goodwin's art. And I was like, this person I was showing was like, how does someone sit there, first off, come up with that design in their head and think, oh, this is gonna look great. And then sit there and put all that detail in it and know exactly where to put it to make it look this way. Like,
You talk about
because it's,
Goodwin's pinup
yeah,
specifically? Oh yeah.
yeah. Like, cause it's not like, oh, I get that he might have used a reference for some of it, but it's just so uniquely his. It doesn't look like anything else. I'm like, I know, it's so true.
Said the trick is drugs.
Oh, okay. I know what I'm doing wrong.
You're like, that's what I gotta do.
This makes a lot of sense, actually.
I get it.
That's funny. Oh, what's my dumb computer telling me?
My audio still coming in weird to you?
Um, it just okay. It sounds just like maybe if like a little fuzzy on the tail end of when you're talking, but that's it. It could be my internet. I don't know. I'm just gonna assume everything is my internet because it really sucks.
Well, I'll just agree with you just to make you feel better.
Thanks.
Like, that's not how that works, but yeah, not how you make someone feel better about themselves.
Dan says it sounds a little fuzzy. Do we both sound fuzzy? Mr. Demon says he voted already. Was gonna wait till November 4th. I wasn't gonna wait till November 4th. Good for you, buddy. Getting out there and do your civic duty.
Yeah,
Proud of you.
kind
No
of.
matter how you vote, get out there and do it.
He says only I sound fuzzy.
See, I thought you sounded funny too. It sounds like it's almost like your microphone or something. But it's the same one you always use.
Oh yeah.
So who knows? Maybe you've hit puberty and your voice is just changing.
Maybe finally, yeah. Almost 48 years. I'm finally a man.
Aw, finally a man.
I should feel insulted, but
I'm just teasing you.
Uh,
You know I'm teasing you.
this gal at work I know, she's found this newfound joy in her life is to remind me how old I am. She's like, Rob, you were practically growing up with dinosaurs, weren't you? I'm like, I know, right?
Wow.
Like being so old.
You know what?
I said I'm
You
barely
grew up.
alive.
What?
I said I'm like I'm barely alive. You know, it's
You know what? You can always just remind anybody like that you grew up in a better decade, a better time than the one we're living in now.
that is true.
I wish that I had grown up in the decades you did, the 2 decades you did. Mr. and Mrs. Dude, I'm in the laundry room at my place because I can't get Wi-Fi. Oh dear. I'm close to the laundry room. I'm downstairs in the basement. That's where they put me. Sit down to see my mug.
Your husband and kids all upstairs or wherever doing.
Yep, he's in charge of dinner tonight, so we're getting pizza.
You hear the almost defeat, and you're like, hey, he's doing dinner, so it's pizza.
I'm fine with it, honestly.
You're like, it's cool, it's good.
Whatever.
As long as it's good pizza, right?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be fine, I guess. It won't be like glamorous pizza or anything. I don't know what's particularly like the best pizza or whatever. It'll probably just be Domino's.
Hey, Little Caesars.
Ugh.
Dude,
I cannot eat Little Caesar. I'm too old. Messes my stomach up.
my kids love that crap.
Yeah,
And
because
I
it's
like it too because it's cheap.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And it's not like when you're tasting it, it's the worst thing. I mean, it just tastes like I'm putting greasy cheese in my mouth, but that's probably how all pizza really is. It's just like comes back to bite you in the ass later.
Daniel Bedrosian, have I had a chance to read? I haven't had a chance to get to your book yet, and I do apologize. I had another guy's book that I had to get up on the channel, and it wasn't until I put it up that I realized that I had his book for like the last 3 months and hadn't put it up yet. So I had to like focus on that one. But yours is the next in the pile.
Mm-hmm.
I literally keep it sitting out in front of me, and I'm like, I got to take the time to make sure I give it a proper read. Um, so I can't take any advice from Jessica on that.
Bitch, you also have stuff that ain't read, so I don't want to hear it.
But it is next in the pile, or because most of the things that I review is stuff that I've already read, and I can kind of just sit down and just throw down my thoughts on it. But when it's something new, I want to make sure I give it a proper, understanding of it. So when I talk about it, so yours is the next one on the pile.
It's cool that you get to read so many different like indie comics and stuff though too.
Yeah, it was the book Gin and Tonic was the name of the book. Um, I felt really bad for delaying the guy for so long, but just trying to get through my own comic and the convention prep. And I'm realizing now how burned out I was at the end of that process of making that book of mine. I was just,
Mm-hmm.
oh, holy Lord.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, you sounded like you were really
Yeah, it was.
burning the candle at both ends. Is that what they say?
Dan says your show is now my daily watch on the road. I watch your new episodes while I'm on the treadmill at the gym. At home, I watch while I'm taking the kids to school. I appreciate that so much. it's still, I know I say this all the time, but like it just blows my mind that anybody does. And I appreciate it from anybody. I had one guy in a comment section today or yesterday. They said, and I'm like, I had to like tell him like I appreciate that comment, but it's not true. But they said filling the gap left from Jim and Ed. And I was like, that's one of the kindest things anybody could say. But I'm
Oh,
like,
wow.
I am not anywhere near as knowledgeable or entertaining as those guys. But if I even like approach any level of like giving some kind of entertainment value, you know what I mean? If I think about it too much, it starts to become overwhelming. I'm like, people are paying attention. Watch what you say. You should better maybe think about what you say. But I'm like, I don't want to become inauthentic.
Right. That's awesome though. I mean, yeah, like you could be that person though for somebody. Like maybe you don't feel like you are as knowledgeable as they were, but you might feel like they said fill that gap for somebody's life, like, you know.
I mean, it's not even close to the same. Those guys are working professionals. They're way more educated on the subject matter, and they know way more than I ever will. And it's so, but just that somebody, maybe it's just them saying like, I used to watch them every day, but now you're the one I watch every day. And so either way, I thought it was very kind, but I'm like I'm not even in the same ballpark. But thanks for
Okay.
watching what I do anyway. It was really, you know, it was kind of them to say.
Yeah, that's neat. That's neat. I like that. Daniel says probably scratches people's itch through though for specific things. I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah, and that I get. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I hope so. I just put up I had a Facebook memory pop up where I was showing like I got 60 viewers, 50 additional subscribers this week, and it was like it used to take forever to even get 100. And now I'm like I'm less than 200 away from 6,000.
Wow.
Then when we were celebrating, like I had 1,000 subscribers.
I do actually, which is crazy that I remember it because it feels like, if you think about how many you have now, it feels like it must have been so long ago.
Just like a year ago.
It's crazy. Crazy.
Thanks, Dan Goodwin. I appreciate it. You guys are all, I mean, like I said, I appreciate it. I'm just a local chucklehead who's just talking into a camera, and I don't think about it too much. I'm like, well, I just look at a thing and let's talk about it. And I just hope it's entertaining and funny. It seems to be working. It keeps going. So I feel very fortunate. I feel very lucky.
There you go.
And
That's
it
great.
keeps growing. It just keeps going. I see guys doing the same thing I do, but leaving a lot of them in the dust. I'm like, I don't have a secret formula. I'm not doing anything special. I'm just yapping about books I like.
But that's actually not true because that's the thing is like you are the secret formula. Because like you were just saying, I don't want to be inauthentic. Yeah, well, it's the way that you talk, it's how you are authentic and you do share your knowledge, but also your opinions. Probably the opinions of, a lot of people. Um and I don't think you really care too much about what anybody else thinks. It's your channel. You're going to say what you think. And so that is what your, special thing is that you're doing is simply just being you.
Mom says I'm special, so it's nice to know that other people think so.
Who says you're special?
My mommy.
Aw, you're ridiculous.
Dan Bedrosian says, I actually found your show while kayfabe was still going strong. I think it was an image, one of the image videos, one of your first ones. Well, again, Mr. Bedrosian, I appreciate it very much, man. It means a lot to me.
That's cool. That's cool. For sure.
And it's it's paid off in like in terms of like contacts with friends that I've made,
Hmm.
connections with like Chuck Gibson and things like that. That would have never happened ever if I hadn't started a channel. And then we've
That's
made
true.
work together that we're both pretty proud of. And uh,
That's true. Yeah, I will say you've brought a lot of artists together.
yeah, there's a lot of, especially there's still that the Discord still going, and the group of them are still seems like there's a lot of art sharing going back and forth. I mean, there's only like 60 people on there, but still a bunch of artists together talking and acting. Like Dan Goodwin here, he says, "To me, I feel we get to share the same struggle and help each other celebrate our successes. Plus, I get to draw along and keep me in line." I get that too. We it keeps me motivated. And
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
oh, Dan Bedrosian says, if we get back to Utah anytime soon, you are both invited to the concert. That would be badass.
Oh, that would be badass. That would be awesome.
That would be fantastic.
I do like concerts.
Yeah, you do. Oh, by the way, those songs you sent me the other day, whatever it was yesterday, the
Yeah.
Falling in Reverse. I
Yeah.
listened to him today, and that zombie one I actually listened to about 4 or 5 times over in a row.
Zombified, dude, he is. I'm sorry. If anybody dislikes him, I know he's kind of controversial, but Ronnie is a G. Love him.
And I even had Danielle there at work with me, and so I played it for her, and she was into it. She was kind of digging it. She's like, "I like these guys. I haven't heard either one of these songs."
Really? That's their newest album, so she's probably heard their older stuff. I'm assuming, but yeah, yep. I'm a fan. I went through a phase not even that long ago. I would like to say it was a long time ago, but it's not. Um, where I listened to that every morning while making breakfast. That whole album.
But music is about, it helps us through good times and bad times and in between times. And
Hmm. It's true. Very true.
but yeah, I put that one song at least on my like permanent saved YouTube list.
Yay! I sent Rob something. He saved on his YouTube list.
He's been some
Any
song.
good art that comes out of there, I'm going to take, from you listening to those, I'm going to take a little bit of credit for.
You should.
uh,
Dan Bajor says, we play Salt Lake City semi-regularly. We used to play Park City a lot, but not as much as the past few years. Yeah, Park City, I can imagine that being a place to go. That's a fun area. I don't get up there very often, but
I never get up there unless I'm leaving the state.
driving through it.
Yeah. Oop. Yep. Yeah, I'm actually putting him in a little soccer uniform because he's supposed to be going after my depiction of my niece who's playing soccer. I gotta finish the soccer ball too, but yeah.
Jeffrey Beats, or I don't know how you say it. Hey Rob, where can I see the final commission work that you did the other day? If you're talking about that cover I was doing for Count Chocula, I can show it right here. I did finish the pencils on it. Um, I know you probably can only see half the screen, but I've put it up on my Instagram, and I have to email a a scan of this to Chuck because he's going to be inking it. And like I was saying, I'd never drawn any of these characters before. Obviously, it was the first time. You got like a lion character in a metal outfit and a cowboy frog,
Oh
the
wow.
bug creature. Yeah, that cowboy frog. Everyone's kind of like, I like the idea of a cowboy frog.
That is cool.
Remember, yeah, like I was saying earlier, what was God, what's the name? Annie Croakley was the character's name. He said,
Kind of reminds me of what's the name of that movie? Is it Ringo?
"Oh yeah, that
Only it's
animated."
a lizard, but it
Yeah.
kind of reminds me of that when you say it.
Hey, there's someone saying, haven't seen you in a minute, buddy. Grant Lankert, how are you doing?
Uh,
Yeah, that's the commission piece. Like I said, I gotta scan this. As soon as I get done with this live, I gotta send it off to him. I told him I'd do it as soon as I got home from work, but as soon as I came home from work, I went and laid down for like an hour. I'm just like, tired.
I wondered when you hadn't messaged me right at 5, which I'm not saying that you were still asleep, but I was like, I wonder if he's taking a nap.
No, I kind of figured you'd be messaging me, and I was sitting right at my desk ready to go.
Okay. Here I was sitting waiting for you to message me.
Oh,
Wow,
one
total miscommunication there.
of us failed miserably.
Oh man.
But yeah, someone saying, say you've been caught up with life. Well, hope you're doing all right, man. I was actually going to message you just on the Discord channel, just to kind of like, hey, dude, you out there? How you doing, man? I haven't heard from you, but hope you're doing good, dude.
Oh man, too much water in that.
Gotta throw back the light, throw back on the light box here. Someone saying you've hung out in the Discord voice channel a couple times, and I would join in on those. It's just all a matter of timing and seeing it when it happens.
Yeah, that's fair.
Grant's asking if this is colored pencil, Jessica,
It isn't.
as you use a paintbrush.
Huh?
As you use a paintbrush right there.
Well, you can use colored pencil with a paintbrush, though. You color it on and then you can move it around with water.
Oh, okay. I got you. I don't know nothing.
It's been kind of fun. Speaking of which, my dad has gotten back in to art. Um, which when I was a kid, he used to do all kinds of cool stuff. And when he was a kid, he was big into art. And anyway, he's been trying to recreate a painting that I guess his grandmother had in her home. So I guess my great grandmother. And he calls me and he'll ask me, and he keeps saying, it's just been so long since I've been into art. And, I see all these things people are doing online that I didn't even know, I don't think I've ever seen done before. And so he'll ask me stuff. And one day he says, why couldn't I just do this in colored pencil instead of do it in, oh, you know what? I'm a liar. You really can't. I'm thinking watercolor pencil. You probably wouldn't use a paintbrush for color pencil. You're right, Rob. As I'm talking, I'm thinking about what you said. And he said, why couldn't I just use colored pencil, to recreate this? And I said, you could. I said, I really feel like you think that there's all these rules, but there's really no rules. There's
Yeah.
not. Whatever you want to do. I said, you can mix mediums. I was like, if you want to, I said, you can use markers and paint and pencils and whatever you want. It doesn't have to be. Grant says, I thought maybe it was a combination, Rob. It wasn't that dumb of a question.
I know, Grant. I didn't mean anything by that. I was just joking around. I was just playing around. Don't take me seriously. It was just me being a goofball.
But truthfully, you can tell I feel like he's trying to figure things out and kind of get back into it. And I was just like, like you can do whatever you want. Whatever you want to do. Like that's kind of the cool thing about art is I feel like there really isn't any rules in my opinion.
Especially
Um
for yourself.
yeah, he's just doing it for my aunt and she wanted it and she knew he actually originally asked me to do it. And I said, "Well, I've never seen it, so I don't know how I would recreate it. And we don't have any pictures of it, and so he obviously remembers it. I don't. Um, but it is interesting, as I said, just sit down and decide. Actually sent him some Bristol paper because I said, well, if you want to work with pencil and stuff again, you should. And anyway, just thought that was interesting. I could tell he was like, wow, there's so many new things. I felt like he was almost overwhelmed by it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Jeez.
Oh, you okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm just trying to hold multiple things on here as I do this, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. I think I've finished up enough of this that I don't need to be light boxing anymore. I got the basic figures down, so I can set the light box aside and start doing my own kind of finished pencils. Shut that off. Shut that off.
I know you're going to be inking here before you know it.
Are you trying to say that I'm fast?
I am. I'm not really trying to say it. It's just the
Like
truth.
blatantly,
Why
directly.
is my phone is dying so freaking fast? I'm gonna have to buy a new phone, I think. Keeps telling me, oh, you're already at 20%. Thanks.
Jeff is just saying he just came into the chat just a few minutes ago, so if you missed it, but what is Jessica's artwork being used for? Looks awesome, Jessica. So
Yeah, so this is a painting. My niece is a funny girl. And a while back, she asked for a painting with a T-Rex. This is her. I just threw her in here. She didn't ask for that. It's going to be a soccer ball because she loves soccer. She wanted a unicorn, and then she loves zombies. So we're kind of throwing some stuff together, making it kind of a fantasy painting of her imagination. Um, so yeah, that's what it is. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Um, might put my black in here first. Using my kid's computer desk here to stage everything because I'm a mess.
you are a mess.
I know. You don't have to tell me. You're well aware. Oh my gosh, that was terrible. Oh, I think I might have saved it.
Like, did you fuck it up?
I did.
Like I did. It's terrible. I'm sitting around here going, I put my pencil down. I couldn't find out where the hell I put it, and then I remembered I put it like behind my ear. I'm like literally carrying it around with me, and I'm like, where the fuck?
Don't you love that? It's like makes you feel like you're just old.
Uh,
That's how I feel. I was like, why do I keep forgetting everything? Why is this happening to me?
my birthday's coming up soon, and I'm gonna be 48.
All right, is that a hint that you need a present?
Wow,
But yes.
you really, really jumped. That being
I
said,
did.
you know,
All right, we get it, Rob. Everybody get Rob something.
I mean, if I were to try to put together a get together for everybody again, I know you couldn't make it.
Why are you saying that? You don't know that.
Don't ever show up.
You know what? I came to
How about you?
nice you at why can't I remember what it's called? FanX, boy.
I know, I know. It's slightly exaggerating.
it is true. I get it. I struggle to make it to things. I also really do not have the best I'm just not a very social person. But I would come to something like yours as long as it like worked out, you know what I mean? S- I was going to go to your birthday party. I think you had like a couple of years ago.
And you and the whole family came down like deathly ill sick.
Yep. That's not even honestly, I always have to plan for that. I feel like because I love every single one of them. Having this many children really poses such an issue because it's like not all of them can be well at one time ever. Yeah, I think that was the year we all got that flu or whatever it was. Yeah, Rob, I was sick. You're gonna talk shit on me?
I mean, and then Bobby, she like, I fell down the stairs and snapped my ankle and lay there and yelled for help, and no one would show up. And she had that bullshit excuse.
I mean, she literally had a big ass brace on her foot.
Yes, she did, and it was pretty miserable for her. But that's a bullshit excuse to not show up to my birthday get together. I'm just
I mean,
kidding, everybody. She she totally wanted to go, but her leg, she says she was just throbbing in pain, and she's I can't
mm,
make it. And I'm like, it's okay, I get it, I get it.
trying to come down on Bobby. She's literally got a broken leg. She also sat with you at FanX.
She does every year because she loves me.
Well, see, what are you complaining about then?
Not showing up to my birthday party, clearly.
Clearly. Fair enough, I guess.
Rob, I thought you were drawing freestyle today. Two hot girls in skimpy outfits with chainsaws and shotguns slaughtering a horde of zombies. I should have done that.
That sounds awesome.
That was actually, you know me. Say
Yeah,
hot girls
I
skimpy
didn't
outfits. You
show
got my
that.
attention.
What'd you say?
So you say draw hot girls in skimpy outfits. You know you got my attention.
That's true.
That's because like, yeah, believe me, I know. But hearing that for
That's
years.
that's just who he is.
Jeffrey Beat says people wish they lived in the 80s and 90s. That's true. Yeah, there's no Antoine Dennison. I want to draw that, right? Yeah. Yeah, everyone should have had the joy of living in the 80s and 90s because we actually played outside, but also had some awesome video game technology and stuff. And we had awesome movies. was a combination of best of everything in a lot of ways.
Yep. I mean, I was a little kid in the 90s.
Yeah.
I was born in although my childhood one time I told somebody that I was born in 1990 and or I told somebody my age and my son goes, "Yeah, she was almost born in the 80s. 3 months she would have been born in the 80s. That's how old she is."
He's old.
I was like, "Kid, get away from me." But I remember that stuff. And my parents were kind of old school, so I kind of lived that way for a long time anyway. But I don't know. I feel like kids now will just never know not having technology, not having social media, and it kind of sucks.
Yeah, it does. Like I try to get my kids outside. I'm like, I kind of want the apocalypse to happen, like everyone's predicting. It's just so my kids are forced to go outside and do something, even if it's to fight off zombies or roving hordes of whatever's. It's like,
Oh my gosh.
kids, come on. You don't know how to exist without staring at these phones. Now people say, like, just take it from them. And I'm like, it's a lot harder to do.
Right, right.
Hard to
It's not
balance it out. And
not as easier said than done.
like, we'll get in my car, and my youngest son will be like, he's learned to stop asking. He's like, can you do like a Wi-Fi hotspot so I can watch on my phone? I'm like, why do you even have your phone? Put it down. You're like, no, you don't need this fucking thing. You just put it down and stare out the window and learn to entertain yourself some other way.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, not to toot my own horn, um, but I definitely have a lot of restrictions, I feel like, on internet. And I know you said your kid does too, but um, I will say my oldest son, he loves being outside. He's big into skateboarding. Um, and he'll go to the skate park and be there for hours and just hang out and and be there and not even worry about TV or anything.
Yeah,
N- Now my middle child, my middle son, my 9-year-old, addicted to video games.
right. Someone's saying, he's like, look, I'm going to be honest, outside sucks. There's nothing out there but people you just can't close the window on, and you don't want to deal with their stupid crap anymore.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
I'm honest. Outside sucks.
I don't want my kids necessarily playing with other people. I mean, I do want them interacting with other kids, but I'm like, it's more like go outside and play in the fucking dirt. Find a cool stick and an awesome rock, please. And bring home an awesome rock and show your dad. You're like, look, it's a cool, perfect rock. And I'm like, I know, son, that's amazing. Keep it like daddy does. They're like, you keep these? You're stupid, dad. It's a rock. I'm like, I know.
Okay, this story sounds kind of sad. Like,
It's like it's getting kind of personal. Um,
yeah, like what is happening? Things are getting kind of crazy.
you need to talk to somebody around. Do we need to get you
Yeah,
professional counseling?
I'm not really sure what's going on here, but feel like I don't know.
Antoine Dennison says, yeah, Rob. Then the kid starts playing with, you know what? I don't get anything. Just find something. Ride a bike. We'll climb a tree. Get a firecracker and blow things up. Just not your own fingers, please.
Or your own fingers. Better than something. You know what? When I was a little kid, I would give my family this. We didn't have a ton, but my dad we always lived pretty far out in the country. There was a couple times that I lived what I would call in town, because I was grew up very very small towns. But my um we had like chickens and animals and woods, and there was almost always a little creek that ran through it.
Yep.
All of these lovely things. And I feel like we had the best time. My mom would send us out. I was homeschooled. My mom would send us out after we would have our 3 hours of school that we had to do, and we would not come back until we were just starving.
Right.
We'd just be gone. And it would be my siblings and I, we would just go out and play. One time we thought we found a real, like an actual skull out in the woods. It wasn't. It was just a rock shaped it like it. We knew that. But then we made this whole like Indiana Jones type story out of it. And there was like all this backstory. And we just
Oh,
came with
yeah.
blue. And I think about that. I'm like, I don't see my kids doing that kind of stuff. And maybe that was weird, but
No, that's the same kind of shit we did. We were outside all the time playing nonstop, running through trees and the because I lived in a small town, like a foresty area out in the edge of town, just loving life,
yeah.
having the greatest childhood I could possibly imagine. And my kids, they go outside and they see a bug and they're like, "Ew, Dad, there's a bug." I'm like, I want to kick all my kids right in the dick. Seriously. They're like, "Dad, there's a bug. There's a centipede. I mean, it's way over there. It's not bugging you. Leave it alone." Buggy.
Oh my gosh. I don't know why that made me laugh so hard, but there's a bug. Ew. White and nerdy. Little Weird Al conversation going on over here.
Someone says you literally just described what you could do in Minecraft. Only in Minecraft you can use a stupid rock to help build a circuit using redstone, teaching your kids how to wire.
Oh my gosh. Gayton. What? Oh, Gayton. You sound like my son.
Chuck, how you doing, buddy? This one is just my own characters, just for me. Um, it's I don't know if I've told you about it or if you've heard me talk about it, but one of the ideas that I'm going to pursue in the future is the He-Man characters in an alternate form, so I can kind of keep using them. But they're different designs and everything like it. It's hard to explain. They basically go through like the X-Men Siege Perilous and come out looking different with their memories wiped, but it's the same guys on a different world. I'm going to have them run into a bunch of amalgam kind of image comic characters and have them just start stomping the shit out of all of them. That's the idea. So I'm just drawing them up just to kind of get used to drawing them, just kind of get the feel for them. I've been doing a bunch of drawings of these characters. They're similar to the Masters End guys, but not the same exactly, which is the whole point. So I can say like these are mine now. They're not doing a fan comic of anything stupid. So this is just me, just drawn for me since I got that commission done, which I will have the next step, Chuck. As soon as I get done with this live, I'm going to slide right over to my scanner and send you that thing. You will have it tonight. I promise you. On pain of death for me.
Swear on your children's lives, Rob.
Yeah, I swear on my children's insignificant lives.
Damn. He's
Yeah.
serious. Oh my god.
Chuck, you want me to send you a scan of this one too? I will. Yeah, I will.
That is pretty legit.
Like once again, I gotta bring my A game. But again, it's one of those life. I'm having fun. I know I'm completely hypocritical, and everyone can point this out when I talk smack on Liefeld art, but some of the compositions and the covers that he did, especially in his heyday, are legitimately awesome. I am just ripping off a cover of X Force #3, and I always thought it was awesome. So, yeah, I so I try to make sure I say when I'm, talking stupid shit, like he legitimately has done some stuff that looks really cool. In fact, I saw another cover, the X Force #5 cover. I'm like, I should do an homage to that one. I have an idea. Once I get an idea and I can't get it out of my head, I'm like, well, I know I'm going to do it at some times, probably sooner than later, because I'm just that kind of, what's the word? I'm just obsessive.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, Sorry, I keep missing a bunch of conversations. Someone saying he was born in 1977 too. Yeah, just like me. Lived up in the dang mountains where there was nothing but dirt and rock. The last thing I'm going to do is force a kid to live through that. Oh, dude, someone say that's the best life, dude. Oh man, I would give
You
anything to
were
go
literally
back.
born in the best year.
Yeah,
That's
I
the year
could do
Star
a
Wars came out,
that
isn't
both
it?
sets. I
Am I
was
wrong? Isn't that the year Star Wars came out? 1977?
77. Yeah, so the year I was born is when it come out. So
Oh
it's
my
never
gosh.
not been a part of my life.
That is amazing.
Yeah. Part of me kind of wishes like I could have grown up as like a teenager in the 70s or the 80s.
Hell yes.
Because I hear this shit my dad talks about the stuff they used to do. My God, you guys are fucking nuts. And I love it. I love that they were crazy. Like my dad would say during the winter, him and a buddy of his would take their jalopy car, drive down the road, and then they like open the doors and get out and slide their feet along, like letting the car slowly idle down the road, and it's like a slushy snowy road, and just hold onto the door and slide their feet along as they go. And then one time the driver, my dad's friend, got in the car and crossed over to the passenger side, and my dad crawled across the roof down and into the driver's seat while the car is still driving, and then continued on. And I'm like, you're in.
See,
That sounds amazing.
that sounds so great.
It does. Yes, it does.
I am just a sucker for things like that. All things 60s, all things 70s, 80s. Just not today.
Antoine
That
says his birthday was Sunday, still depressed. Well, Antoine, brother, like, happy birthday, dude.
happy birthday. I'll sing to you.
He will.
Would that make
Don't think
you
he
feel
won't.
better? That make
I
you
mean,
feel
it would
better?
make me feel better. So,
Make you feel better if you
yeah,
if
it
we
would make
sing?
me. Yeah, I should sing it. Yeah, you never sang my birthday, so you should at least sing for
Oh my
him.
gosh, I'll sing to everybody.
Do it. All
Yeah.
right. All
All right, guys. I'm singing to everybody who's ever had a birthday in
right.
this chat.
So a couple of you.
What'd you say?
So a couple of them, at least.
Yeah, yeah. Here we go.
All right, do it.
Happy birthday to you.
Hell yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear everybody in Rob's chat. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
And many more.
More channel four.
Channel 4.
I'm so glad you knew that one too. I don't even know what the hell that means, but it's just it rhymes, so we all said it.
It rhymes. It rhymes. If it rhymes, it's fair game for the birthday song. She says that, but let her car break down in the middle of nowhere at night and see how quickly she reaches for the cell phone.
Yeah,
That's fair, but also knowing my cell phone, it probably would be dead.
yeah, let's be real.
So, I
Yeah,
I get it.
such a sweetheart. Singing for people and everything.
And when I was a kid and we didn't have cell phones when we went places, like you couldn't cancel on people. You had to fucking go. You had to be there.
Yeah, fucking arrive. You had to be good on your move.
Yeah, it's not like, "Oh, I'm not feeling it." It's like they don't know that you turned around and went home. Like you can't just be like, "Oh, I just don't know." No, you have to go, and if you don't go, the cops are getting called because they think you're on the side of the road somewhere.
It's probably dead somewhere.
Yeah. I remember that with my we would start on a journey to go out to Cincinnati to see my grandparents. We couldn't just cancel. We had to go. They were expecting us. And then my husband's birthday was last week.
Oh, was?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, birthday kid, Mr. Man. I hope he got a good birthday present, if you know what I mean. Not even gonna. How old is he? All right, we lost her. What are you talking about? My circles, if you didn't show up, the group assumed you died and moved on. It'll act surprised when you showed up the next day. Someone saying, I don't know what kind of circle you move in, sir, but good Lord. That is funny. Yep, we lost Jess. She must have got a phone call. You guys can all still hear me, right? Validate me. Okay, all right. Thanks, Jeff. Ms. Courtney, what is up? I got to see Ms. Courtney at the convention too, several times. There's Jessica. She's coming back. And there goes Jess. No, she's coming back.
It's like right on cue. My phone's like, "You gonna talk that shit? I'm gonna die."
Is that what
Right now.
happened? It ran out of power?
It literally ran out of power.
That's
It said, "Fuck you. You gonna talk crap on me and act like you don't need me? Then I'm out of here."
right. I was like, she must have got a phone call or something, but I forgot you did mention that your battery was low.
It's always low. It's terrible. I need to go get a new one. I'm too lazy. I'm too lazy. Um, Maybe Jess bought her husband nothing.
Well, you were talking about your husband's birthday, and I was like, I said something creepy, like, I hope he had a good birthday gift from you, huh?
Oh. He had a fine birthday. He got plenty of things for his birthday.
I was going to ask how old he is, but maybe that's not something we want to announce.
He's 33.
He's the guy. You guys are all young.
He's younger than me.
Not by much.
No, he's just a year younger than me. But he's almost 2 years younger than me, technically. So I don't know. He always is like, "I'm so old." I'm like, "Shut up! Why are you saying this? Don't talk about it." He actually went in to the doctor today because his knee keeps giving out. And what?
I just that sucks.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm just getting so old. And they're like, yep, your kneecap's all messed up. You need physical therapy. Also, you have a benign tumor underneath your kneecap.
Wait, what the fuck?
He's like, okay, like, it's not cancer. You're good. Move along.
Not gonna kill you, at least not right away. So
Yeah.
Chuck said about your phone. It says it felt you weren't supportive of its efforts for you, Jess.
I
So
know. I know. It heard my reply to Gayton talking about how I'd reach right for my cell phone. And I said, well, and I acted like it wasn't really necessary. There were some good things about not having cell phones. And then it was like, well, we'll see.
fuck you.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll fuck right off then. And I was like, no, I do need you. Never mind. I do hear my daughter crying now.
Oh,
She's not the biggest fan. What are you doing over there, Rob? I just see a bunch of. I'm having to hold my phone because it's on the charger.
oh, yeah. You can't have it click to your.
It's not long enough. My thing isn't. My stuff's all the way up there, and my cord is just too short. So, Chuck, good point. Don't know what you got till it's gone. It was trying to show me. It was trying to show me. Wanted me to know how awful I was being. That looks so good. I haven't obviously been able to see as well till now, but that looks really good, Rob.
Thanks.
I'm just gonna quit now. So, um, there's Courtney. Has she? I guess she's been in here for a second.
Just barely, yeah.
What's up? Thanks, Courtney.
Good to meet Courtney. I mean, not my first time meeting her, but you got to meet her for the first time in person at the
Why do you
convention.
always have to rub that in my face that you've met, not your first time meeting her?
Because I've met her several times and we know each other because we're homies.
Okay. All right.
I know it's
Yeah,
hard to
that was.
believe. Rob has some friends,
I can confirm he had some friends.
one or two.
One or two. Hey, you know what? Um, what was I gonna say? It was neat getting to meet her. That's what I was gonna say. It was really cool. And I almost left without meeting her.
No, it was lucky timing.
Yeah, she walked up, all dressed, all cute.
Yeah, she does the cosplay.
I know. I I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna dress up this year and I'm gonna do this." And I didn't even remember to put mascara on that day, let alone wear a costume. She looked great.
She's always dressed up as things I don't know what they are, but it's like anime stuff, and I don't know anything about that, so I can't be like, "Hey, you look exactly like."
I didn't recognize who she was either. I know that I like anime, but I'm a noob when it comes to it right now. I haven't seen very much of it, so I wasn't sure either. But I mean, she looked good, so she cosplay wigs are so painful. Have you decided on your next project, Rob?
Um.
Antoine wants to know.
Oh, really? Oh, sorry. I thought you were asking me. I'm like, just kidding. None of your damn business. Fuck off. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh, you would say that to
I
me.
would never say that to you unless it was fun.
Okay. All right.
Uh, not, not, well, sort of. I mean, there are things I know I'm going to do. It's a matter of when am I going to do it.
Mhm.
I've got this idea of this quick thing I want to bang out real quick just for fun on the side. And it's really stupid. Dan Goodwin knows what I'm talking about.
He said bang.
Bang it out, yeah. I could remember my name.
Okay. Okay, continue on.
Yeah, I can do it. Um, there was just I don't know because I know Jessica. If you've heard me talking about, there's that comic book that Liefeld did where the character has dick cut off and stuck in a jar.
I actually don't remember this one.
But no, I would remember that one. Rob, explain that. There's a whole video on it.
I think we need an entire video on this one if you haven't done
There
it.
is. That's the whole point. And I've never seen a video where the hero gets in a fight with the ex-lover and she beats him and he passes out when he wakes up. She's dismembered his body because he's unkillable, but he wakes up and he finds out that she had chopped off his dick and took it with her. And the last thing you see in the comic is her holding his dick in a jar as like a trophy to somebody else. I'm like, well, I gotta know what happens. I have to know. So I
Uh-huh.
looked up the collected edition that had like four more issues, and never once is it addressed.
Wait, what?
They did not follow up on that at all. And so I just come up with my own
How
ideas of
did
what
they
can
not
happen,
follow up on that?
right?
You just gonna cut somebody's dick off and then pretend like it didn't happen?
Yeah. So I'm like, I want to do like just a quick 20-page comic, and I'm gonna like do my own little versions of the characters, so it's not exactly the same thing. Just rename them and redesign them. But I'm gonna tell the story of what happened to the dick in a jar. And let me tell you, it is not for kids.
What? That's so shocking.
I know, right?
It wouldn't be for children?
It's gonna be body parts cut off and yeah, it's just all kinds of shit. And there's gonna be we will resolve the dick in a jar situation. Trust me. And I come up with all these ridiculous, funny ideas. At least I think they're funny. And I'm
Mm.
like, can't let this go to waste. So part of me is like, I have to just start putting this thing together on the side, just here and there. And
And
then Dan Goodwin, he's like, dude, you got to save me a pinup in that book. I'm like, you bet your fucking ass I will.
Anton says, Rob, don't tell that story.
No, I have to.
Oh
World
my
needs
gosh.
to know. And by world, I mean me, and probably that's all.
It's funny that you're going to tell the story so that you have an ending. I love it.
Chuck says I missed the whole thing about this. I mean, I just kind of gave the basic. Because yeah, I've got that like sitting right here. At least I should. But yeah, like I'll even show you, Jess. Like this is the collected edition. Um, but yeah, it starts out with this guy. He's basically Deadpool. It's by the same guy. It's by Liefeld who created Deadpool, but he's got this other character. He calls him Bloodstrike, and he's just basically Deadpool. But he goes through this whole story of how he fights a bunch of ninjas and then ends up in a battle against his ex-girlfriend, and she kicks his ass. And when he wakes up, he has his dick chopped off, and
Dude, that is gory. They really amped up that page.
it is, yeah. And it literally ended with this right here. The girl, she's showing it off to this other girl. She's like, "Look, I have a trophy, and it's his dick in a jar."
Oh my gosh.
This is issue. This is the first issue, the first 20 pages. Now, if you
Please
can
use it as
see,
the thumbnail for this video.
absolutely. But if you notice this book, I've got this collection. You see how many pages are left in this book? This
Mhm.
massive body of work. Never once is it even addressed at all. He just left it behind
Yeah.
him and abandoned it and moved on. So I'm like, God damn it, that's the whole reason I got this collected edition. I've never seen that before. What is it? What is Liefeld going to do with the dick in a jar? So I keep coming up with these ideas of like, Chuck's like, no way, that's an earthworm from science class. Yes, that's what I was saying. I literally said in the video review of it, I'm like, it looks like a sandworm from Dune. It's a little mini sky halud. And how can they leave that hanging? So
that is wild.
yes, and I just keep coming up. Well, you could do this, and you could do this. I'm like, I have to just get this on paper.
Gaten missed that whole thing. Gaten's missed it. He just got back.
I don't know that I can re-explain that one.
Rob's doing a story about a dick in a jar.
Yeah, it was to sum it up,
Yeah.
to break it down succinctly.
That is wild.
So I'm like, oh, this would be funny to me at least. So,
Yeah.
oh, he heard it.
Okay. Well, good.
Goodwin says, I might need 4 pages in the D and the J book to tell my version of what happened. This goes beyond pinup. See, we're formulating a plan. And
Oh
then I
my
here,
gosh.
yeah, like I see, this is another
Dick
reason why I'm like,
pinups.
I gotta do this.
Oh my gosh. This
Yeah.
could be amazing.
And then I keep thinking, well, like, could I crowdfund this for just a little bit, just to print copies up in people's hands? And it's a parody. It's fair use. It's not going to be any of those characters. It's going to be a parody of it.
I think you could.
I don't know. I just have this
Somebody
idea.
out there also wants to know what happened. They need resolution.
No, at least there's 2 or 3 people. So, and then there's going to be people who don't know that they want resolution to it, but once they see it, they're like, "That was the thing I didn't know that I needed."
I was gonna say I keep wanting to say dick in a box instead of dick in a jar.
Picking up, you come.
Exactly. I also feel that way.
That was a legit snort. Yeah, that happened. That actually happened.
That is crazy town.
Someone saying he said that he had his headphones in, so we heard it, and then he's like, that whole technology thing you guys hate. Chuck says we need a humor anthology. I mean, that's even an idea. Like, Dan Goodwin, you want to throw in a little 4-page story, but believe me, mine's going to be, the idea is like, because like, okay, here in the story, yeah, Courtney's like, what did I just come back to?
But also, she's like,
I'm
I'm here
sorry,
for it.
Courtney.
No, she's here for it. She's here for it.
But in the book, in the first issue, um, there is this character introduced, and he's been introduced to his name's Blood Wolf. He's this big, giant, monstrous guy, and he's got a couple of half-naked babes.
Okay.
And he proceeds to eat the girls, literally. They make a joke about, she's like, oh, you're going to eat me? That's going to be hot. I haven't had that in a long time. And he's like, okay. And then he eats them, literally. And then he's standing here, and he's on, look, Jess. This guy drew his giant silhouetted dong.
Oh my gosh. What the heck is going on in this
I
book?
know.
I don't even know.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, this guy's going to be in there, and he's going to have his giant silhouetted dong cut off, and the hero's going to wear it around his neck like a trophy because he's missing his own. I'm just telling you.
That makes perfect sense.
It does. How could anyone come to any other conclusion?
That's what I would do too if I didn't have a dick and I came across one.
If you didn't have one, okay, well, I mean,
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, Oh, I mean, I don't have one. Whoops.
Yeah, it says like Mad Magazine meets heavy metal. I mean, that's an idea right there. I mean, like,
Gosh, I hope my children are listening to this right now.
they're down there, Daddy, Mommy says horrible things. It's like,
He's like, I know what's new.
yeah, it's your mom.
That is hilarious.
Your mom has got a sense of humor. I can't explain it, children. Or she's been keeping a secret from me. No wonder she always wants the lights out. I thought it was me. She just didn't want to see me, but she doesn't want me to see it. She got
Oh, so many things,
I'm sorry. I'm not making fun of you or your husband. I know you said he listens in sometimes, so it's all a joke. I don't mean it. It's a joke.
Oh my gosh. On that note, in all seriousness, I just got told that pizza is here.
You got to go get it while it's hot and fresh.
Yeah, so I am gonna, leave this conversation where it's at. And
We'll revisit the dick in the jar conversation. And if we do this thing, Jessica, you're gonna have to do a pinup, but it's gonna have to be really creepy and weird.
I will get to thinking about that. I'm gonna mull that one over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll let that stew around the brain for a minute. And
Yeah.
next thing I
Creative
know,
juices, I'll get those flowing.
yeah, next thing I know, I'm blocked from all your social medias forever. You're like,
Oh, what happened? Oh, that's so weird.
that's so weird. How'd that happen?
Oh my gosh. No, that's awesome. You have to do it now though, because you did mention it, and now that's like blood oath.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, Jeff, before you take off,
Hmm.
friend, I miss you. I'm glad you got to do this again. I appreciate it. Thank you for,
I Me too. Me too, and everybody else in here.
yeah, we got,
Because I don't think I've talked to Gaten in so long, and Chuck, and Mr. D Man, and Daniel, and Courtney. Bye. Yes, bye. Yeah, I'm up to do it once a week again at minimum if we
yeah,
can, if you're still up for it.
yeah,
So,
I ain't got much to do.
all right. Well,
So
sweet. All right. Well, I'll talk to you later. Thanks, guys. Appreciate ya. Bye.
see you, Jess. But yeah, I'm seriously, I got that idea in my head. Now you guys are even pushing me further. Like, like it could be this thing. So I don't know if that's an idea. And I feel like crowdfunding it, if we make a funny thing, maybe that would be, do you think that'd be something that could get interest, people would be interested in that? I don't know. Yeah, Courtney, I know you probably stepped in into a really weird part of a conversation. It's hard to re-explain. I mean, I will, but that was funny. You're like, wait, what? What did I miss? Yeah, I get you, Chuck. I just have this funny idea for that stupid story, and I know that's fairly typical me, considering I just did 6 giant volumes of a fan comic. I have an idea, and I have to tell it, but it could be just part of it if we want to make a bigger thing. Excuse me while I cough and hack and wheeze. Courtney, how has it been having my comic done? It's been, I mean, I don't want to say it's been great. Great, it's done. It's so nice to have it like in hand. And now I look at it and now I get to look at it with a fresh perspective and realize all the things that I could have done or I should have done, or some things I left out that I totally meant to throw in there, but I'm like, God, it was so crammed anyway. Um, it's just kind of surreal to just be like, I've been working on it for so long and it's just there, it's complete. There it is. And most of what I had in my mind got on the page, and I'm reasonably happy. Like I don't know. I'm 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 confident enough in it to hand it to anybody and be like, I think you'll get some entertainment value out of it. Yeah, it was a lot of work and a lot of fun, and it is weird to not have that looming, like, or even, like it's done. Like that thing is over. Move on to something else. And then I'm like, dick in a jar, dick in a jar, let it go. But you wants to see this. No one but you and Dan Goodwin wants to see this. D-Man, you say you would love to see Linkara review that comic. You know what? I was also thinking, I mean, this will never happen, but like, I feel like I've arrived if, like, somehow, some way, some comic reviewer online somewhere throws down one of my Master's End books and gives it a review, even if they hate it. I'll feel like I've arrived. Somebody reviewed my book. That'd be kind of funny. But yeah, it's crazy just to sit here and be able to hold all five of those books in my hand and be like, there is that story. And I come up with the idea so long ago. I never thought I'd get to the end of it. And there it sits. I want you to know, Chuck, all the metal textures that you do is just completely reinformed the way that I attempt to do it. It's not even close to the cool shit you do, but I've just rethought the way I try to do metal textures, and I can't do it in pencil. But when I do ink myself, I keep thinking like it's WWCD. What would Chuck do? Yeah, it's just you can't. I mean, I can say you can. I guess you could if you're really good, which I'm not. But yeah, to pull off those specific kind of looks, eh, like in this one right here, I kind of like the way a lot of this guy, because I mean, this guy here is the same is this character down here in the bottom corner, but this guy, just adding some of these extra lines and these white lines in the sides of it, I don't know, it's different than I used to do it, and I like the way it come out. I'm not saying it's perfect or anything. I'm not like that, but um, I was kind of happy with it. But yeah, it's all like, what would Chuck do? How would Chuck do it? Love my warrior babe in her metal outfit. Thanks, Ms. Courtney. I appreciate it. But let me grab it. I'll stab it over here. There it is. But yeah, I have one of my books is designated as this is my copy. But just looking at this, I know I showed this off, but look at that metal texture on that guy's head and his arm. I'm just like, yeah, you could reproduce that in ink, but god damn, is that's so labor intensive in a lot of ways. So I try to come up with a visual shorthand to approximate it. Love the kind of the zipatone look on his head here, and then the little shiny metallic little circles on his head. Yeah, this is all Chuck's great stuff. And then the detail on the liquid metal weapon on his arm. Yeah, you could do it. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm kind of saying. It's like, I mean, it's just black lines on white paper, so technically it's possible, but it's so much easier to pull off these effects doing digitally, and I get it. Like I wouldn't be able to spend that amount of time reproducing that in ink by hand and get anything done in time. Thanks, Courtney. It's good to see you. As always. All right, since we're flipping through it, we're going to show Dan's drawing again. Yeah, Chuck, it'd be so much harder to do and you don't get the same results. Yeah, you're right. You're completely right. Yeah, there's old Dan Goodwin's. I love his face. I love that massive jaw. So great. Someone saying, I don't know if you're still in here, but there's his. He drew a one hot Tila. Yeah, that's an interesting metaphor, Chuck. I like that. Be like trying to get a watercolor to look like an oil painting. There's just limitations to the medium and advantages of the yeah, yeah. Should have shown this before Courtney left, but we've all seen this. I've shown this. Ms. Courtney's drawing that she just left, but that's her pinup in the book. Oh, someone saying you hadn't seen that one? I thought, yeah. Yeah, she did really good. Got a soft kind of feminine style just to her own stuff. You're uploading the back cover to that. What do you mean you're uploading it? Like, black and white came out. Again, this one that I did was just kind of like I didn't really expect it to kind of come out the way it did. I'm like, oh, that worked out really well. Holy crap. Oh, a time lapse of it. Oh, I can't wait to see that. Yeah, I definitely am going to watch the time lapse of that. Hell yeah. What's that thing? Some of these same characters. This one I've been working on. These are the same guys. Lots of metal textures. It's 14 minutes long. You don't know what the music you put on will sound like. Yeah, I still think it'll be awesome. I can't wait to see it. I have plans this Saturday to take and both of those drawings, that last page to the book, Chuck, and then the back cover, and I'm gonna print them out on like I get FedEx to print them out on 11 by 17 paper so I can have them like a physical copy of the inks and um, I hang them up in my art room here, just right off to the side of my desk. Those ones got to be hanging up next to me. might be time for me to shut down here. I might be closing this down. I think I've taken this one as far as I'm going to tonight. I'm almost done with it. I gotta finish the weapon around his arms. But yeah, Chuck, if you're still there, I'm gonna scan this thing immediately and send it to you. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what you do with this one. I don't know if yeah, Chuck, I don't know if Shocula sent you any of reference for the characters. I can forward on the references that he sent me. Like the bug character that he had, the guy drawing it in the book is making it look very slick and clean, like an animated cartoon kind of style, but I tried to give it a lot of chunky texture. So there's that going on. Yeah, I'll send them all along. I'll send them. So will do. But yeah, everybody, thank you. This was fun. Always enjoyable. Kind of get the group back together, especially with Jessica there too. So it's fun. All right, Chuck, thank you, sir. And I'll check all the rest of you later, as always. Thank you, everybody.